Jake. The cycle of learning has 4 steps to it. And everybody goes through it. We observe things, we think about it, we apply it, and we change. And now everybody goes through this cycle at different speeds. And so some people go through it faster, some people slower. The main thing to think about, let me give you an example about it. So first we observe, like, maybe you're getting cavities. Then, you think about it, maybe it's because you're not brushing your teeth. Then, hey, maybe I should start brushing my teeth. And then, hey, you have healthy teeth. Pretty simple, right? This is another one, a little more difficult. Maybe you feel stressed and overworked if you go to basis. Next. So maybe it's because you're thinking and trying to do too much just with yourself and only your own brain. So you ask for help from teachers, from parents, from other students. And hey, because you did something, you're happier and more relaxed. And so out of all these steps here, which pieces of the cycle of learning do you think are the most important? Out of the 4.
Is it observe?
Observe. Why would you say observe?
Well, if you don't observe your environment, how are you going to adapt?
Yeah, you're right. So the first part about changing or learning is you have to identify there's a need to change. So if you don't think you have any problems, you don't think anything's wrong, then there's no need to do anything differently or to change anything in your life. So that's a big step. Anybody else think another step?
Change.
Change. Why change?
Because what's the point of learning if you don't change anything?
Yeah, and why should we change?
Because it helps you grow.
Yeah, it should make life easier, I say, and above all, happier. So if it doesn't make you happier, doesn't make things easier, then why are we changing? Anyone else have? We have 2 more. Does anyone want to justify why these other 2 are important? The one we tell people, they're all important to change. All are necessary. But one we find to focus on sometimes is apply. If you could click again. Because if you don't do anything differently in life, you'll never get different results. And through this whole course, we're going to teach you a lot of weird ideas that you might not understand at first or might not agree with. But because we're all so young, and even us as instructors, a lot of life is being open to doing things differently. Because if you don't do things differently again, you can click again, you'll never have an easier, happier life. And so we suggest that, try to be a little open through the week. Try to think of things you could do differently in life. Because it's only by doing things differently that you can be happier. Now, to give you a personal example of this, I grew up in a unique environment because when I was a kid, and guess how old I am now? If you didn't, some of you know actually. How old do you think I am?
33.
Whoa, okay, usually people think I'm super young, like 15. But I'm 30 years old. But when I was a teenager, like 15, 16, I grew up in a house with no rules. And so I had no curfew, didn't have to go to school if I didn't want to, come home whenever I wanted to. It was a pretty good life. And so because of that, my life was like a little unique. I played maybe 4 or 5 hours of video games a day. I had to drop classes because I played too many video games. And, I'd spend every night I'd watch TV to go to bed. And this seemed like the life for me. Like this was the best thing that could ever happen to me. But at the age of 15, I realized something. And that was that I wasn't happy. And so starting at the age of 15, I began searching for why I wasn't happy. Because nobody was making me do anything. I could do anything I wanted to do. So I thought to myself, why am I not happy if I choose everything I do? Now, a second part of why I show you guys this is I want to teach you a little about Japanese Asians. Now, it's a factoid here that Japanese Asians, they usually stop aging and growing around the age of 15. So I thought this would be the best way to teach it.
Wow.
Dead crowd. But yeah, at the age of 15, nothing seemed to be making me happy, so I started doing things differently. I started cutting my hair. I stopped playing video games. I started doing my homework. I started spending time with my family, doing the dishes that my dad would yell at me every night to do. Now, the big question is, why did I do all of these changes? Does anyone know? No guesses. It's on the slide. To be happy. That's why we want you to do any change in your life. And so if what we teach you this week doesn't make you happy if you do it, then you don't have to keep doing it. So find things that you think will make you happier that we teach you and try applying it in your life. And if it doesn't make you happier, then you don't have to do it. Because that's the whole point of why we go through this cycle of learning, why we look to change.